And welcome inside the Grant Center here on the campus of Averett University, where tonight it's Game 2 of the USA South men's basketball semifinals. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Brent Hammer, I'm Zach Humphreys. The nightcap features the overall top seed Averett Cougars and the number 2 seed in the West, the Huntington Hawks. We've got storylines galore in this one. These teams played one time this year previously, and Huntington handed the Cougars one of its 6 losses this season way back in December, right before the Cougars started streaking. The Hawks won that ball game 93-92 on a late three-pointer by James Harris. Raymond Bullock scored a career-high 34 points in the loss for the Cougars. If that wasn't enough, though, to get you excited about the rematch, we've also got 2 head coaches who know each other very, very well, Brent.
Yeah, and Zach, just like you were saying, these 2 coaches know each other inside and out. Coach Gerganis played underneath Coach Dorino when Dorino was at North Carolina Wesleyan, and then when Dorino came over to Averett, he hired Gerganis as an assistant, where he was an assistant for 3 years here, and then he got the head coaching job at Huntington. So that's just a little bit of the insight between the coaches, but another headline to talk about is that in that 93-92 win, Huntington didn't face Isaiah Jones. Isaiah Jones was out with an injury at the time, and Bullock ended up picking up the slack. But Isaiah Jones is, a first-team all-conference guard/forward, and it's for a reason, too.
100%. That'll definitely be something to watch, as Isaiah Jones did miss a few games in that time period back in December. Cougars happy to have him back. Speaking of the Cougars, they come in tonight riding a program best, 14-game winning streak. I mean, how amazing has it been to watch, Brent?
It's just really been unreal, and, just seeing everyone on campus, they typically are in that happy mood because they're not used to a winning streak such as this, But just to see the looks on their face and then how they carry themselves, in practice and even off the court as well. They all hang out with each other, and that cohesion, as Ja'Cory was talking about in the podcast earlier today, is really showing.
Definitely. Averett has not lost a game since January 4th. The Cougars are led by USA South first-team selection, Isaiah Jones, who you referenced there, Brent, but this is really a balanced offensive team, and the Cougars present one of the nation's best defensive teams in all D3 basketball.
Yeah, they ranked 31st nationally in defensive points per game, and it wasn't shown in that first matchup, but that also was when Averett didn't go on that tear, and this whole winning streak, they've not really allowed a lot of points. I don't really think they've allowed many games to where the opponent scored over 70.
So the Hawks are led by USA South second-team selection Damian Madison, but don't sleep on Aaron Washington, who is a dead-eye three-point shooter from beyond the arc. He had 21 the first time these 2 teams met.
Yeah, and that was the X factor in that first matchup. He ended up hitting that game-clinching three-pointer with 1.5 seconds left in the ball game. And, that's what Averett's going to need to do. If they can limit, Washington's impact off the bench, which, he's not starting. So definitely that's gonna be that spark off the bench, kind of just like Averett does with Montre Cash coming off the bench. That 20 points per game guy who can come in off the bench and give it to you at any given night.
So sit back, relax, and strap it down. It's the Cougars and Hawks coming at you next here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back here inside the Grant Center alongside Brent Hammer. Zach Humphreys with you. And it's game 2 of the semifinals here in the USA South. As the Averett Cougars hosting the tournament, they are the top seed overall in the USA South. And they are going to get introduced here momentarily, but Brent, I'll start with you. The starters for the Huntington Hawks.
Starting at guard, number 2, the sophomore Damian Madison from Montgomery, Alabama, a hometown kid for Huntington. And then number 3, Charvez Hobson, the senior guard, 6'2", 170 out of Forkland, Alabama, BTW Magnet High School. At the other guard position, number 5, James Harris, the junior. Starting at the other forward position, number 15, Jacob Champion. And then rounding out the 5 is number 50, Michael Woods, the sophomore forward, 6'7", 195.
And your starters for the Averett University Cougars. It's good to see the junior, number 40, back in there. Guard forward, 6'4", 198 from Whitakers, North Carolina, Raymond Bullock. But the head of the snake, number 2, a sophomore guard, 5'10", from Virginia Beach, goes 165. It's Keyshawn Lewis. A senior forward, 6'3", 213 from Winston-Salem, Tim Henry. Freshman guard, 6'2", 162 from Henderson, North Carolina, it's Corey Baldwin. And a first-team All-USA South selection. Redshirt sophomore forward, 6'5", 170 from Wake Forest, it's Isaiah Jones.
You know, just like you mentioned, it's good to have number 40 back in that huddle. You know, didn't have them for that North Carolina Wesleyan quarterfinal, but, Coach Dorino is glad to have him back, especially another big to stretch the floor. And that starting 5 that's really started this whole winning streak. And you already know, they're all on the same page when it comes to ball handling.
Bullock just brings so much energy and passion to this starting 5 and really to this entire team with the way he plays on both ends.
And I talked to him before the game, and I'm just like, what you thinking? And he's just glad to be back on the court. Missing one game, and especially with the passion and the competitiveness that Goody has, is just, you don't see that nowadays. But he loves playing basketball. He is a ball guy.
Glad you're aboard with us here on the Averett Sports Network. It's game 2 here as the Hawks and Cougars face off tonight. Winner plays Methodist in the final. Tap is won by Huntington, but controlled by Averett as Jones has it, and he throws it into the first row.
Tough position right there for Jones to be in right there along the baseline. Can't really, pivot and gain some space. And even though Huntington, turned it over technically, still got the ball back. So this will be their first possession after 8 seconds has been off the clock.
So here we go. The Hawks, a high-powered offensive team. Madison, one of the top players in the USA South. This is Hobson, now Madison. Harris missed it, and Henry pulls down the rebound.
A tremendous crowd on hand for Averett, with spring break starting up, technically today as classes have concluded. It's a big shout out to these dedicated fans and students as Keyshawn Lewis misses the layup right there. Back out to Baldwin, and they're going to say that it was a referee timeout. Not sure what's being discussed right here.
Looks to be some kind of clock issue. I don't think the clock reset, as I think Keyshawn Lewis's shot actually hit the rim. That was a great pass by Corey Baldwin. Lewis was unable to finish among the trees down low.
And Baldwin getting the start here in the semifinal. So definitely Dorino showing the confidence that he has in his young guard.
So they actually reset the shot clock when they shouldn't have. So 7 seconds go on the shot clock. Still Cougars basketball out of bounds. Ball into Bullock. Cougars are going to have to hurry. Jones going to fire a deep three. Bang! Isaiah
Jones getting started early.
That'll get your home crowd fired up.
And what a first shot, too. Clock winding down and hits a contested three to get this game underway. And they're going to call the travel.
As James Harris shuffled his shoes. As you could just feel the energy inside this building right now. Feels like March. We're right around the corner, of course. Henry going to work. Tough shot, missed it. Rebound by Woods. Jones with a steal.
Jones making his impact known after being absent in their last appearance. Already is making an impact with a three-pointer in that steal just now. Definitely showing that it's not going to be easy for the Hawks. And that one just didn't look good from the jump.
So Jones misfired on that one, but you like the confidence.
I do. You especially with a scorer as great as Jones is, you know. Those are the type of shots that, you know, you've hit before, so it's expected. But I still feel like that was pretty early on in the shot clock, and they could have got a better shot out of it. But nonetheless, definitely, Isaiah's definitely going to take a few more of those shots later on.
Aaron Washington off that bench for the Hawks. He had 21.
Early.
First time these two teams met. He's a dead-eye three-point shooter. Another steal by Jones. Here's a run-out. And a
one!
Isaiah Jones. And one coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn out. Isaiah Jones cocks it back and slams it home through the contact. And you know they're the first one that ran up to him to celebrate. Raymond Bullock.
Jones has all 6 to start.
And we were talking in the first game between Covenant and Methodist. Platt got a big dunk that energized that team, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if that happens here. Deep three right there by Harris, or correction, that's Madison.
And a strong rebound by Corey Baldwin.
And that's the thing that is not really, that should get the attention, as Goody answers back. Three-pointer after his injury last game out, and you can see the excitement that he has right now. Missed being out on the floor with his brothers. Here's Washington.
Hawks need a basket. Here's a three. Off the rim, no good. Woods on the offensive glass. And
great job by Michael Woods to hang in there. Double teamed on that rebound. And, you know, Woods standing at 6'7". Definitely a big body down there that's going to be hard to deal with.
Took the Hawks about 3.5 minutes to get their first 2. Jones dumps it down to Henry.
Mismatch right here.
Nice pass to Lewis.
And just a little bit hard on that. They're going to say that Averett remains with the ball right here. And McLaughlin will check in after this media timeout.
And we will take one as well. Cougars 9, Hawks 2. Come on back with us here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back here inside the Grant Center. 9-2, the getaway here early on for the Cougars. As you mentioned, Bryson McLaughlin, who's been a huge part of this team's success, a transfer from Virginia Tech, former football player for the Hokies, now on the hardwood for the Cougars.
Yeah, and, just like you were saying, McLaughlin came in like January, early January when this win streak started, and, they didn't really expect him to contribute as much as, he just got added to the team and, wanted to see how he bonded with the team first. But he's really been that energy guy, as Henry right there on the offensive glass, up and under, trying to draw the foul, doesn't get it.
Nice block there by Woods, and he grabbed the rebound too. Michael Woods, sophomore forward, 6'7". And we've got a whistle out high.
It says he's listed at 195, but I feel like at that height, I don't think you can weigh 195 at that height. Number 32, Logan Gore. Logan Goree checking into the ball game for the Hawks for the first time.
Yeah, Goree, the freshman forward, he can shoot it now. You got to watch him.
And that's a great thing, that coaches, really try to recruit. They try to recruit that big man that can stretch the floor. And, Dorino has two of them with Henry and Bullock.
How about that scoop to the hoop by Damian Madison?
And Diaby's checked in the game for the Cougars as well. Cash.
A lot of ball pressure by Washington. Cash finds Jones. Duino wants motion offense. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Mo Diaby hands to Jones. Baldwin's going to force a three. Knock it in.
Tremendous shot right there as the shot clock was winding down. And that just shows the confidence Baldwin has in him. Not only, just himself, but in his shot. Great rebound there by Baldwin.
As he skied for his second rebound.
But yeah, as I was mentioning earlier before the timeout, the guard rebound in here for Averett is just really unreal. As Diaby right there, great offensive rebound, up and just a little bit too hard. But when you think of, rebounding by your guards, you're thinking, two or three, but they're averaging about 6.
As Harris got the layup. A big storyline, Brent, we talked about it on the podcast, was that offensive rebounding in the first round game. We've seen a few offensive rebounds already from the Cougars.
Diaby struggling early on. It's missed 2 layups right there. Blocked away by Jones. It's a 2-on-2. Get ready to, thought he was going to rise up there, but kind of pulls it back. Gets the 2.
McLaughlin just makes sure he gets the basket as he may have heard footsteps from behind.
And I'll tell you what, as a player, that can scare you. You don't know how far he is behind. You don't want to get chased down. So, blocked away by Jones again.
And Jones
steps
stares down
him.
Madison.
Like we were mentioning, Jones making his presence known early.
Well, those two guys have a lot of respect for one another because they're both first-team All-USA South selections. As Jones is going to get a blow, as is Diaby and Baldwin. Bryson Davis is checked in. Raymond Bullock and Vinny Contreras for the Cougars. Washington on the baseline's in trouble. Goree blocked by
away.
Bullock.
Not sure what that call was, but Averett will regain the possession. Great defensive possession right there by Averett. Blocked 2 shots that were in close.
It was a shot clock violation as Cash gets it across to Contreras. McLaughlin up and under.
Davis thought about shooting that.
Now the Cougars are reset. Cash. They're called with an off arm. as he tried to clear some space. Cam Boyd is checked in for the Hawks. Caleb Toney as well. This is Zachary. Here's a three on the way from Boyd. He missed it. McLaughlin grabs the board. Cash spinning in the lane. He's fouled.
And that's the thing with Huntington is that they're surrounded by shooters. They're going to surround, Damian Madison with, even more offense. And that's what makes Huntington so lethal. And that's what made him the number 2 seed in the West.
So Montre Cash will toe the line. Cash, one of the Cougars' best scorers, comes off the bench and provides instant offense. Goes 1 of 2. Zachary. Over to Bowling, who's just checked in.
What a pass.
It was a pretty pass as Bowling gets an easy 2.
Caleb Toney right there on the assist. Great numbers right there. McLaughlin layup is good. Great job right there by McLaughlin to recognize the numbers game that they had and just take it himself.
Great body control, too, in the lane as he was moving away from the basket.
Especially with an athletic guy as like McLaughlin is, that body control is going to be an integral part. And they're going to call a charge. Montre Cash draws another one. He drawed about 2 or 3 in the quarterfinal against North Carolina Wesleyan.
And Coach Duino loves to see it. 17-8, Cougars by 9. 11:37 left to play here in the first half. We'll take a break. Come on back with us.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Welcome back here inside the Grant Center. 11:37 left to play first half. 17-8. Cougars by 9. Isaiah Jones leading the way. 6 points, 2 blocks, and 2 steals already for Jones as well. This is Bryson Davis on the far side of the floor. Cash in the corner. Brings it back up top, finds Goody. Goody, baseline, and a whistle.
Goody, he's that guy that, you have to respect whenever he gets the ball in the 3-point area. He's already hit 1 thus far, so, whenever you can bring your big man out of the paint and, you're athletic as Bullock is, you can easily drive baseline and draw a foul or even a layup.
So Raymond Bullock had a career-high 34 points last time against the Hawks right inside this building. Didn't play in the first round of the tournament. Back here tonight. He'll try to push the lead to 10 here. Misfires.
Very rare misses for Bullock right there.
Woods is checked back. Tony inside.
The Hawks keeping with that pressure. And that's going to be another long pass thrown out of bounds, this time by Montre Cash.
Pass was too tall for Raymond Bullock. They kind of surprised Cash there with a double team in the backcourt.
Well, and that's the thing about Huntington. They have, a former Averett coach who's been under Dorino for 3+ years. He knows Dorino inside and out, and, he's coached Montre Cash in the past, so he knows his weaknesses. It's really a great scenario for Huntington.
Tony just hit a tough basket in the lane, and we got a jump ball. How about Keyshawn Lewis? What an effort.
And that's the thing. Keyshawn Lewis is that starting point guard, and, he doesn't, score a lot of points, but, man, if he doesn't have those effort plays.
That's the thing. Sometimes people only look at the box score, and if you did that, you wouldn't know who Keyshawn Lewis is. But if you actually watch the game and understand basketball, you know the impact he has on the game. Plays like that just a moment ago. Here's Cash. Montre picks up the dribble, finds Henry, long two. Back of the rim, no good. Jones,
great rebound by Isaiah Jones right there. Fake the pass, mid-range, bouncing around. They're going to say that it was a foul on Timothy Henry down in the paint. But tremendous job right there by Jones to sky up for that rebound against Michael Woods.
So the Hawks trying to cut into this 7-point deficit. Thomas Green has checked in. There he is, Green. Just gets that pass to Zachary. Zachary finds Green, three, short.
Henry's trying to get that outlet pass to Cash as he had a wide open lane right there. Lewis fighting the hands right there. Got to be careful with that. The referees will definitely call that.
Bullock now on the baseline. Turnaround jump shot misfires. Here's a three. That's good. Cam Boyd knocks it through. Boyd comes up with a steal. And Zachary's fouled. So Keyshawn Lewis will pick up his first foul.
Platoon swap coming in for Huntington.
Zachary, the junior guard, 6'3", from Douglasville, Georgia. As one more coming from the free throw line as Damian Madison, top guy for the Hawks, checks back. Harris will return. All right, so the Hawks right back in it, 17-15. Some pressure in the backcourt. Ball into Lewis. And it's out of bounds, belongs to the Hawks.
Swing of momentum here as Averett got out to an early 9-0 lead, and now it's swung back, and now it's a 2-point ball game with a chance to tie here.
Just some careless turnovers. Got to clean those things up. Uncharacteristic of the Cougars. This is Thomas Green. Finds Madison. Madison. Up fake, and they got a whistle. bag, Isaiah Jones. It's his first. Madison, the sophomore from Montgomery, Alabama. Misfires on the second one. Cougars could use a basket here. They've gone cold from the floor. Lewis gets it across half court. Jones, nice pass to McLaughlin.
And one.
Bryson McLaughlin.
Great job to hang in the air, take the contact, and force that ball through. But an even better pass by Jones right there. Who's going up for the mid-range and found a better shot. You know, Dorino getting into his team right now saying, hey, if they're going to bring pressure, we got to play smart.
So McLaughlin will try to cap off the three-point play and misfires. Even McLaughlin's laughing that one off. It's
always good to have a sense of humor.
That's all you can do, right? 19-16, Cougars by 3. Coming up on 8 to go here in the first half. It's been a defensive game so far. Madison inside.
Tough layup.
Tough shot over Jones. Jones did a nice job playing good defense without fouling, but Madison gets it to go. Henry inside, floats and scores.
That was a great quick move right there by Henry. Got it immediately, made a move and went up with it.
Henry has really good touch from the free throw line in. Madison thought about firing a deep three. Runs over Bryson McLaughlin, and it's an offensive foul.
Tremendous job right there by Bryson to take that contact right there on the chest. And
so timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 21-18, Cougars by 3, 7:21 left to play here in the first half. Come on back. (21-18) the score. McLaughlin will inbound. Finds Jones. Hawks have put a lot of pressure on the Cougars in the backcourt. Not this time. Henry got an easy one.
Exactly like we were talking about during the break. You know, we have people out in transition. We've got to get those easy baskets.
5-point lead, 23-18. Woods, nice pass.
Great job by McLaughlin to rip that away. And you can see Jones on the far end saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. And Baldwin pulling up the mid-range. Great shot.
Just under control. The freshman knocks a 2-point basket in. And all of a sudden, 4-point run by the Cougars out of that timeout.
Great move. Tremendous move right there by James Harris to hop step between two defenders and find the crack in the defense.
And the scoop and the hoop for Harris. Baldwin just hit one from there. Was cut off. Back out front to catch. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Jones, corner three. Misfired, but he was fouled on the three-point attempt.
I thought it was good from here, but it's just a little bit long, and another late foul call. That's the second one. The first one was when Montre was driving towards the lane, and a late foul, and that's what Coach Gerganis is talking about. He said, "Why is that such a late foul call right there? The ball was already gone."
Jones in and out on the first one.
And the big thing is if Averett, hits their free throws, because right now it's looking like it's really lopsided. Averett's definitely taking more shots from the free throw line than Huntington. This is the second one. I would only think that we've hit, maybe 2 free throws all game.
There's one. Here's a corner three that's buried. Jacob Champion.
See right there, 2-on-1 break right there. Jones up and under, almost tipped it.
And that's the thing, if the Cougars can break that pressure, they're going to get transition.
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's an easy 2 points every time down the court, because they only have, one defender back. And, with Averett as fast and as athletic as they are, they can get out and transition in a hurry.
Harris, baseline probing, and here's a steal by Jones, his third. Up ahead to Cash. Cash, scoop to the hoop, and it's good.
High arcing layup off the glass. Always admired that about Cash, just the awareness that he has to just throw it high up off the glass to where it can't get blocked.
Cash is guarding Harris. Now Champion dumps it down to Harris.
Harris is definitely trying to work on Cash in the paint.
Spins away from trouble, finds a teammate in the corner, and it's good. Hobson.
Huntington is really attacking that three-point corner shot. They've hit, 3 three-pointers thus far, and they've all been from alternating corners. We call a blocking foul right there on number 24, Zachary.
So wholesale substitutions here for Huntington. Cam Boyd checks back. Caleb Toney back in. And Dylan Bowling. Mariba Diaby checks back for Tim Henry.
And Zach, another quick first half right now. We're already under 4.5. And with Averett being in the bonus now, their free throw percentage is going to matter. Haven't shot the best in this one. But Averett's not really been in that mode where they've, had that opportunity to knock down free throws early on. It's more near end game where they really shine in free throw shooting.
Well, to your point, Brent, they're 5 of 11 right now from the stripe are the Cougars, so that's got to improve here, especially down the stretch here in the first half.
Stolen away by Jones. They're going to call a jump ball. Huntington will remain with the possession. A little back and forth right there between Jones and Toney.
That competitive spirit coming out here in the semifinals.
That's a long pass. Jones looking to chase it down. And Jones takes a hard landing there, still down on the floor, gets back up, and here he comes back now. They're going to call a travel here. And Coach Dorino's going to send Baldwin in for Jones. Give him a breather. It's a really tough 50-50 call right there as he was really trying to avoid the contact. I felt like he could have, maybe helped himself keep balance by pushing off.
Cash in the corner, gets out of trouble, gets it to Bullock. Bullock brings it up, hands to Contreras, now Cash.
Cash clearing out the space right now. I'm trying to get that backdoor cut that Contreras does so often.
3 ball on the way. Montre, back of the rim, no good. Bullock, though, on the offensive glass.
And attacking.
Couldn't get
Not
it
a
to go.
bad shot attempt right there. Goody, trying to, get something good inside, and an even better layup on the other end by Tony.
Beautiful pass by Zachary, too. 32-28, Cougars by 4. Corey Baldwin, the freshman, crossed half court. Coming up on 3 to play here in the first half. Baldwin around a screen from Diaby. Pull-up jumper. In and out, no good.
And
Cash
put
on the
back,
offensive glass, though.
And that's the thing, the offensive rebounding numbers that Averett puts up, night in, night out, it's just really unbelievable. And 90% of it comes from their guards.
And the rebounding numbers right now is 15-14, so it's close in this one. And so is the score on the scoreboard. 32-28, Cougars by 4, 2:58 left to play first half. Come on back with us here on the Averett Sports Network.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And welcome back here inside the Grant Center. And Brent, you and I had a bird's eye view of that huddle on the Hawks sideline.
Yeah, and you can see it, Coach Gerganis, just quick, letting into his team, saying, that's not us. They're not playing, that typical Hawks basketball that he expects. And he's letting his team know it.
He could be alluding to the hustle plays as Cash just made one of those plays before the timeout.
And Coach Gerganis knows the impact of those hustle plays. He's been on the opposite sideline, and those hustle plays can really define a game.
So Cash extends the lead to 5 now. This is Tony. Dangerous pass, and this official might switch the call.
Yeah.
He does.
I was to say, it definitely bounced off of James Harris's foot as Contreras kind of stole it, threw it back in behind him. Great play right there by Contreras.
So ball back to the Cougars. Great
What a pass! Blocked away, though. And we'll say that the ball crossed, but what a pass by McLaughlin with a man on his back reaching for the ball to find the open man, even though Contreras couldn't get that layup to fall.
Cash to trigger it in. Into Jones. 2:30 left to go. First half inside the Grant Center. Semifinals. USA South tournament. Contreras, 3, bang. And Contreras plays the air guitar on the way back down.
Lance Stevenson-esque.
37-28, 9-point lead now for the Cougars. Tony, ball on a string.
What a move.
Scoop layup is right there.
Tony, I'm not going to call that,
Tough call there.
that's a very tough call. If I feel like if I was in that referee's shoe, I might have called a charge. That was textbook almost.
So Cam Boyd picks up the foul, his first.
You can hear the fans behind us talking about the fouling situation. 11-5 right now.
So Cash will toe the line for a pair.
And if that's going to be the story of the game, Averett's going to have to definitely improve their free throw percentages. They haven't really shot the best, but it's still, you know, around their number that they usually shoot.
Under 2 to go here first half. Cougars see if they can close the half the way Coach D wants them to.
And it has been a focal point for this Averett team. They tend to let the lead slip at the end of the halves, and
Boyd
forces up a
three.
shot. And they're going to say that he pushed him.
So that's a loose ball foul on James Harris.
And all of a sudden, Cash back to the line.
They are in the double bonus, so it'll be 2 free throws here upcoming from Andre Cash.
And Cash shooting 82% from the free throw line this year. Looking at some other percentages, Tim Henry 73%, Vince Contreras 73%, Corey Baldwin 82%, Miles Paulden 72%, and then Jamal Ford at 60%. So
Cash is 7 of 8 from the free throw line, make it 8 for 9. Give him 10 points, first Cougar to get into double figures. Isaiah Jones right behind him with 9 points. Cash left that one short. McLaughlin, great hustle, grabs the board, finds Cash inside, up with a shot, and he missed it. Still alive, and Boyd collects.
Contreras got up there a bit. I thought he could have flushed it through maybe.
So Cash splits the pair. It's a 10-point lead. Cougars' biggest lead in the first half. There's a layup by Boyd. And we are under 1 minute to play here in the first half. Jones, 3, in and out. Got his own
rebound.
Miss. Got it blocked from behind though.
Stolen back. What a turn of events right there by Jones. Hop step through the lane. Layup is good. Gets this Averett crowd on their feet. They're going to call an Averett timeout.
So Vinny Contreras pushes the lead back to 10. Timeout, Coach Duino will take one as well. And we'll be right back here on the other side. Welcome back here inside the Grant Center, and what a series of events there. Isaiah Jones just everywhere on both ends of the floor. And that last series, Contreras got that layup to go. 30 seconds left to go here in the first half. Aaron Washington, who's been really quiet here in the first half.
And Washington was the one who had the big impact, and here we go. Let's see if Cash rises up here, gets the layup to fall. But as we were saying, Washington last time out against the Cougars was really the X factor in the game. Had 21 in the contest. So here we go. We've got the Averett fans.
Tough two, left it short. And at the break, Cougars 44, Hawks 32. And the Cougars close the half on a nice run. We'll come back with the first half statistics momentarily here on the Averett Sports Network.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
And here at halftime, your score, Averett 44, Huntington 32. And, well, Brent, we've got a few different storylines, but I guess right now, and looking down at the first half stats, the one that jumps out to both of us is the free throw disparity. Averett has shot 17 free throws to Huntington's 4. Montre Cash alone is 8 of 10 from the stripe.
You know, and that just shows that how much free throws can impact the game. If you know, you take half of those attempts away, you know, this could have been an even bigger game. You know, that's you know, let's say you hit about 5 out of those 7, you know, missed free throws. You know, it's a 17-point game.
Right, the Cougars were 10 of 17 from the free throw line. Cash was 8 of 10, so he did his job there. Others are going to have to knock in those free throws in the second half. Take a look at Huntington, their leading scorer here at the moment, and really they have a lot of people just chipping in. But right now, Caleb Toney leads the way, 6 points to go along with a couple rebounds, but really a balanced scoring attack so far for Huntington.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, there's 2 people with 5 points, another one with 4, and then a good bit of people with 3 and 2. But the one big thing that's killing Huntington right now, 14-5 in the turnover department, and Tony's accounted for 5 of them.
So Tony's been nice on the offensive end, but he's also turned it over as well. So we flip the script, take a look at Averett leading the way off the bench. Montre Cash with 12 points, 8 of which came by way of the free throw line. But Isaiah Jones got things started early on. He's got 9 points, but he came out and put 6 points up on the board in a hurry and really got this crowd and this entire gym involved early on.
Yeah, and if you're a basketball player, the quicker you can get the gym behind you and you can ride that energy until the end. And as I mentioned earlier, big shout out to all these fans coming on spring break and on a Friday night. Of course, there's a lot of things that they could be doing as college kids, but they're here supporting their team.
Yeah, you mentioned one thing. That's a good catch there. Michael Woods, 4 block shots in that first half. We talked about his length and his disruptiveness a little bit in the first half, and I think the 4 blocks speak for themselves. Oh,
most definitely, and that's very rare that you see anybody with that high of a block total, and this is just the first half, too. So definitely, I could see Averett, trying to avoid Woods in the paint, and they've been, kind of stretching it out to that mid-range to where he can't, really impact the game as much.
Averett has the rebounding edge, 20-16, and they've got the lead here at the half, 44-32. We'll take a break. Second half on the other side here on the Averett Sports Network.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete. On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Back inside the Grant Center for second half action. So the Cougars here at the moment own a 12-point lead.
Let's go, Hawks, here we go.
20 minutes on the clock, and 20 minutes will decide who takes on Methodist tomorrow in the finals. Keyshawn Lewis. Here's Henry. Good from this range. Faces. Left it short. Step back three. Off the mark.
And that'll be another foul, that time called on Michael Woods. That'll be his first personal foul. And you know, foul trouble is really what did the Hawks in, and they're going to call a timeout.
So timeout Cougars.
Timeout Averett.
So, if you haven't heard this, you haven't been listening to our podcast, but the Cougars are riding a 14-game winning streak into tonight. Their last loss came inside this building on January 4th against LaGrange. Pretty remarkable stuff.
Yeah, and you know, last time out, that last win tied the program record for most wins in a season. And so if the Cougars hang on to win this one, they'll break yet another record in this remarkable season that they've had.
You know, that winning streak started, Brent, right after they had lost 4 of 5. They lost 4 of 5, and then, boom, 14 in a row.
Well, and just like you were saying, you know, those losses were close ones. A three-point loss to Ferrum. The Lynchburg one was pretty lopsided, but everyone else was pretty close.
Raymond Bullock has been quiet tonight, but as we all know, he can make his presence known in a hurry. Here he is. Keyshawn Lewis. Stepped out of bounds.
Zach, I'll tell you what, if Keyshawn can build a three-point shot that's reliable, you know, teams are gonna have to respect him. And especially with him, you know, running the point guard position, you know, that time, you know, Champion just backed off and gave him that Ben Simmons treatment, saying, you know, forcing him to take a shot. And I feel like, you know, Lewis is such a good teammate anyway that he's not going to force that shot. Is right there. Madison hits the corner three.
So Madison gets things going here for Huntington. Jones comes to the basketball.
You got to get the ball across half court quick.
And they do. Lewis. Jones. Baldwin, tough. Contested three, and it's good. Corey Baldwin in the face of Damian Madison. Didn't matter.
What a shot. That is just amazing. And that's a true freshman, too.
Backdoor cut, Madison. It's two right back.
But right now here we go. Just like they were doing in the first half when Huntington applied pressure, they're getting out on the break quick, and that's what Averett's going to continue to have to do, you know, especially if Huntington's going to run that full court pressure.
So it was a 12-point lead at half, still a 10-point lead. Here's Madison. Almost lost it. And now we got a foul, loose ball foul on Jones.
Number 24, Isaiah Jones.
It's his second personal. Madison baseline. Scoop to the hoop. He missed it.
He had Bullock right there, just didn't see him.
Lewis grabbed the rebound. Bullock straight on triple. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound. Grabbed by Huntington. Tough three in the corner. Tough shot. Rebound Bullock.
And you can see the frustration in Coach Gergangis's face right now. That was a really rushed shot early on in the shot clock. And, you know, a leaning corner three is not ideal.
Lewis misses. Henry doesn't. Tim Henry is one of those unsung heroes on this team. Doesn't get a ton of credit, doesn't get talked about like
Absolutely.
the big names, Jones and Cash and Bullock, but just brings it every single night.
Well, and the thing is, too, he is going up against the best post scorer on whatever team they're playing that night. And, you know, Michael Woods at 6'7" compared to 6'3" is a mismatch, if anything. And they're going to, at number 3, Hobson coming up, and he's limping, holding his knee. Don't know if it was a cramp or something more serious, as you saw Coach Gergangis run straight over there. And that's not what you want to see, no matter who you're a fan of. Those knee injuries, and especially in basketball, are really life-changing.
So Tony checks in for him. We hope Hobson's okay. Cougars back with it, almost 4 minutes in here into the second half. Hobson is coming back to the bench now, so that's a good sign. Lewis in the paint. Lost it, reclaims it. 7 on the shot. Lewis to Henry. Off the glass for 2.
And Henry, you know, he does have that jump shot on him that he looks for a lot of the time, but, you know, he notices a mismatch. He's going to attack it.
Just has such a soft touch for a big man, too. A near steal by Henry.
Great defense there, being behind him, and great save right there by Champion. Champion 3 in the corner is good.
Yeah, that one had a chance to set his feet. Knocked in the triple. Baldwin in transition, tough 2, and it's nothing but nylon. Corey Baldwin, a smooth stroke for 2.
Like, I know we've said it before, but Baldwin's just mindset is unreal. 2-on-1 break here as Henry gets the layup to go. But like I was saying, Baldwin does not play like a freshman at all. And there have been very few moments where he's shown, you know, that freshman, you know, tendencies. He's really playing like a veteran.
Has a ton of poise as Tony spinning on the baseline. Tough shot goes. So it's a 12-point lead at half, 11 right now. So really all things square here at the moment. Just over 5 minutes into the second half. Henry's looked good here in the second half. How about that move? Baseline off the glass.
Showing the soft touch yet again.
Well, Henry really had a big second half in the first round game. Lewis with a steal. Up ahead
might get to see a little show here. Oh, no.
And Henry left it short, but we do have a foul.
They're going to call that foul on Baldwin. Gets up and laughs it off right there. I don't know if it was the approach that he was really wanting, but nonetheless, the Cougars team just kind of just humoring with him right now, which is always nice to see.
Great to see the freshman Jeff Jackson give him some laughs, and we know Jackson can throw it down. He's had a few thunderous dunks this season.
Oh, especially in warm-ups earlier, he was
He's
jumping.
got some hops.
Oh my Lord, he's going to be an athletic freak.
He's going to be a
in
problem
a few years. Especially if you get him in the weight room with Coach Rome, it's going to be unreal to see what he can do. He already has the size as a freshman.
Yeah,
you put some more weight on him, it's going to be incredible to watch his growth.
Oh yeah, Jeff Jackson, the freshman, 6'7", 210. Like you said, get a little stronger, get in that weight room, and sky's the limit for the big man.
And that's another thing too. If he can add, a shot like Henry did. Like Henry wasn't really known for his jump shooting, when he was a freshman, and then he just kind of worked on it and all that. And just a mid-range, having a mid-range game is, as a big man, is really just what coaches strive for.
So it looks like the Cougars are going to come back with some substitutions here. As Contreras checks in, Mo Diaby, Cash, McLaughlin, and Jones. So a lot of fresh bodies in there for the Cougars. Washington checks back. He's been really quiet tonight for the Hawks.
Great defense by Jones. Getting out and just throwing Cash a little bit too long. But that's honestly not the bad decision right there. Just get it out in transition. You had a one-on-none.
Cash is telling Coach D, hey, that's me. As Coach D was actually yelling at Isaiah. But I think Isaiah thought he was going to streak instead of fall into the corner. Madison.
Got the mismatch on Diaby right now.
See what he does. Floater in the lane.
Tough layup on two Cougar defenders.
David Madison. And that's why he's a top player in the USA South, first teamer. So is Jones. Finds McLaughlin.
Jones loves that bounce pass.
And they're going to call a block.
Maybe he had a foot in the restricted arc or something. That was another 50-50 call where he was set. We'll have to look back on the broadcast on that one. But
in real time, Brennan, almost felt like a flop.
Yeah, it kind of did from our view at least. And,
it's hard not getting a second look at it, but in real time, it felt like a flop. It didn't seem like there was a lot of contact there from McLaughlin.
Well, and it's very rare that you get a charging foul too. Like you only see about one or two a game. Most of the other times it's blocking fouls.
Right.
So if you get a charging foul, that's why everyone gets so hyped about that, because it's a rare play.
Well, you got to be in the perfect spot. You got to have the feet set. You've got to do everything.
You're asking a lot.
Perfect. Right. 12-point lead for the Cougars. That's where we were at intermission. As Madison just ran right into Bryson McLaughlin, and they're going to tag McLaughlin with the second personal foul, team's third. Tony hands to Washington. Washington just has not been able to get that three-point shot off like we saw the first time these two teams met. Woods on the offensive glass, but
great job by Diaby to rip that away.
Stole it away from Woods. Cash all the way to the hoop.
Another blocking foul. Kind of just threw it up there to try to draw the foul. That was a very athletic hop step right there by Cash.
That shot had no chance.
Cash's free throw is good.
Continues his tear from the free throw line.
Cash has been very aggressive tonight. Misfires on that one.
Definitely more aggressive than he usually is. Madison right there trying to.
Here's Cash in transition again. This time he'll pull it back. When Montre gets in transition, you always expect a straight line to the basket.
Not a good pass right there by McLaughlin, and Huntington doing a little Averett technique right there, getting out in transition. As right there, Washington misses another three-pointer, and Averett looking to slow it down here, run some clock. 12 minutes left in the second half of action.
Cougars by 13. as they try to melt some clock here. Straight on triple, Contreras misfires. And another loose ball foul there on Isaiah Jones, and didn't look like much. But that is his third personal, team's fourth. And we'll be right back on the other side of this timeout. Cougars by 13.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Hawks basketball, trailing by 13. 11:43 left to go here in the ballgame. Washington gets to Tony. Washington off the bounce. Scoop layup is good with a left hand.
A spin on that ball.
Put a little English on that layup. Cash out front to Bryson. Nice pass inside, deflected though to Contreras. Back out front to Baldwin, three. Not this time.
Great job right there to keep his feet in, Browns. And
Washington,
another
that's
three.
strong.
First one. Do not want to get him going.
Coach Duino calls a timeout because he knows what happened the first go around. If Aaron Washington can get going and heat up from beyond the arc, that can be a problem. Cuts the lead to 8.
And this game is far from over. There's a few ticks under 11 minutes left in the game. PJ Washington, correction, Aaron Washington, mixing a little
big NBA guy, huh?
Big NBA guy. PJ Washington for the Hornets is a.
It's all good. I do it all the time.
I think I've called Corey Baldwin Corey Brewer a few times on broadcast too.
Corey Brewer, of course, the former Florida standout. What a team that was with Joakim Noah and Al Horford, Corey Brewer.
Definitely one of the greatest college basketball teams of all time.
I mean, at one time you had two of the best big men, Joakim Noah and Al Horford in their primes, who played on the same team in college, and started. All right, back to action. Baldwin finds Bullock. Bullock inside, gets a tough two.
Off-balance layup goes down for Bullock right there. What a shot.
Bullock's been quiet all night, but you know he can emerge on the scene at any time.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when he gets in his zone that he gets in very often. Thought Baldwin may have gotten a hand on that, and they're going to call another charge. Contreras. We were talking earlier about charges being very rare in a men's basketball game, but I'll tell you what, Contreras averages about a charge a night.
He took that one right in the chest, too, and had the feet set.
Yeah, he was set for a good 2 to 3 seconds, too. He kind of telegraphed the play right there.
I think that's the easiest way to get that call is when you're sitting waiting for the offensive player.
Especially when you have a player, that wants to get to the basket.
Jones, under 10 to go now in the game. Tough three, forced it, but it goes in. Brett, that's one of those shots where If you're Coach DeWino, you're like, bad shot, good shot.
But it goes in. Exactly. And another charge for Vince Contreras.
How about this from the senior?
What a way to make an impact on a game. Only has 2 points on the night, but man, his energy and defensive play has been outstanding.
Yeah, those are things that won't show up in the box score, but those are winning plays by Vinny Contreras.
You know, just like a few minutes ago, it was an 8-point game. It's a 13-1 now.
See if the Cougars can extend it. Bullock finds Contreras. Cougars might want to run some clock here. Cash. Set things up. Contreras thinking about a three. Finds Bullock. He thought about one. Finds Henry.
Oh.
Pass was deflected out. 4 seconds on the shot.
Great court vision there by Henry to find the Contreras, and he had 2 people on him too, so it's.
They'll reset the shot clock back to 4 seconds. Jones, tough one on the baseline, left it short. And a loose ball foul by Jones.
Jones is going to have to be careful. I'm pretty sure that's his 3rd personal.
And might even be his 4th.
Oh, wow.
So his 4th foul. And he's upset that coach is going to take him out of the game. Bryson?
That's honestly the best thing to do right now if you're Coach Dorino. That's your best player on the floor, and he's 1 away from being fouled out of the contest in a game that's far from over.
Good to see him up, though, cheering on his teammates as Bryson Davis checks in for him. Very capable player as well, and Madison's fouled.
Well, as you were saying, Davis is the same kind of build as Jones is, but just doesn't have the scoring that Jones does. But defensively and energy-wise, he has just as much, if not more.
Well, you mentioned in the first-round game when you were on the call that Bryson had to come in, play some big minutes when Tim Henry got in foul trouble, right?
Yeah, and Davis is that guy that Duino brings in whenever one of his starters are, in foul trouble. He's a veteran guy who knows how to play, team basketball.
So Bullock corrals the miss. 12-point lead.
Great job by Cash to split it. Gets a man to reach. Hop step layup is up and good. Oh my goodness.
Montre Cash with some jaw-dropping moves and the finish. As Woods puts it in. Davis. And the Cougars will keep it as Tony and Davis
jawing at it right now.
You could feel the intensity ramping up now, coming up on 8 minutes left to go. Hawks are going to have to make a move here. Cash lost it. And Boyd tied up Contreras. Possession arrow points the way of the Hawks. And it's a 1-on-1 situation.
And Huntington in the bonus now for the remainder of the game. Definitely going to play a big factor down 12 right now. And then, like we were mentioning with Jones with 4 fouls, that's a big guy that Averett doesn't have on the floor right now. And if you're Coach Dorino, when do you put Jones back in the game?
Well, I think you just it's got to be a wait-and-see approach, just depending on score, momentum. I think as long as you can keep this thing in double digits, you keep him on the bench. But, hey, that's why he's the coach, and we're just up here calling the action.
Misses that last free throw.
So Cash has it. Cougars by 11.
I'm trying to bring that pressure, and great find there, and even better find right there by Vinny. As Henry bumps into Woods.
From one senior to another, as Contreras found Henry. They've been doing that for a long time.
Oh, 4 magical years. You've seen them just grow better as teammates.
Champion's up off that bench. He's a three-point shooter. Of course, Huntington could use some of those right now. Madison is fouled out high. Madison's just a tough guard. He is.
He's a quick and shifty guard that, you know, can stretch the floor with a three ball too.
And really could just get anywhere he wants to on the floor. We've got a media timeout, so it's 68-55. Cougars by 13. We'll take a break. Come on back with us here on the Averett Sports Network.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
So Damian Madison will head to the free throw line here. One-and-one situation. Knocks in the first. Brent, the Cougars have 4 players in double figures. Montre Cash with 15, Henry with 14, Jones with 12, and Baldwin with 10.
And that's the thing that makes the Cougars so, you know, dynamic. You know, most teams in the conference have, you know, 1 or 2 scorers in double digits on a night-to-night basis. But Averett, it could be 3 or 4, and I've seen it as high as 5 people in double digits.
Just a balanced scoring attack. They might end up with 5 as McLaughlin has 7. And a foul. Looks like away from the basketball here.
And that's what Averett's going to need to do, draw those off-ball fouls, you know, get them in the bonus so, you know, so they can kind of balance it out. You know, they can give up a foul, get some points, and, you know, they can get a foul and get some points.
Foul was on Logan Gorey.
His 4th foul, too. That's going to be another big man that Coach Gergangis can't bring in the ball game, and he's a big that can stretch the floor. Great pass by Contreras, triple, quadruple team in a way, and was knocked away.
A sea of red jerseys surrounded Henry that time.
Stolen. Ooh.
Cash. You could see the passion as he wanted to come up with that steal.
Well, he knows the, you know, the impact of this game and you know what it means, not just for him but his teammates too.
Jones still on the bench with those 4 fouls. Deep 3. Wide right.
And he's hooked right there, and that'll send Henry to the line.
And that'll be a 1-and-1.
So Averett battling back in the foul category. 7-8 right now, with Averett currently down 1 in the foul department.
The senior Tim Henry, coming off a 17-point, 13-rebound performance, has 14 points to go along with 5 boards tonight.
He hasn't really had the impact as he did last time out, rebounding-wise, but, you know, like you were saying earlier, he is a sneaky scorer. He's going to, you know, sneak in with, like, you know, 16, 14 points a game, and, you know, as a big man, you know, you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, I think Tim Henry, when you're game planning for Averett, you really don't think of him as a guy you need to key in on, right? You think of Jones, you think of Cash, maybe you think of Bullock, right? 1, 2, 3. And then Henry all of a sudden drops 12 to 15 on you, and you're like,
who do we guard?
Right.
Exactly. And that's the thing about stretch bigs that drive coaches crazy and keep them up at night is, you know, how can we stop them?
70-57. Cougars by 13. Comfortable lead here at the moment. Champion, step back three, left it short. And that rebound grabbed by Harris. Finds Champion, who threw it away to Contreras.
What a snag by Contreras. 1-on-2.
Cash.
And backs it back out.
Wisely pulls it back out front, and Keyshawn Lewis will run some clock.
And I feel like if Averett can get under that 4-minute mark, they'll put Jones back in the game.
How about Lewis? What a floater. And his teammates are loving it on the bench.
Tough layup there by Damian Madison. Madison showing you why he's a first-team all-conference selection.
So Madison with the answer.
And I'll tell you what, Huntington has rotated in a plethora of players. Usually it's Averett doing that, but, you know, the roles have kind of been reversed. I would be really interested to see how many people at the end of the game really got in for Huntington. I would assume anywhere between the 12 to 14 number.
But it goes back to, you know, Coach Gerganis being a spitting image of Coach Dorino.
Yeah, and he's learned everything from him. He knows Dorino inside and out, and Dorino knows, you know, Gerganis inside and out too, which is always good. It's a numbers game right now, 4-on-4. And Cash drawing the foul right there. And that will send Cash to the free throw line, who, if you're a Hawks fan, you do not want to see him step at the line.
Cash has just been in attack mode all night. And Cash knocks in the first free throw.
Has he attempted any threes tonight?
Montre's attempted 2 threes, has missed both. But he's 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
That's unbelievable.
Making 11 of 14. Madison is fouled in the lane.
Honestly, that's not a bad call right there. Diaby came in late and kind of bumped him with his hip. I'm not arguing that call at all.
So Damian Madison will toe the line. Madison 4 of 7 from the line. Make it 5 of 8.
What's the point total for Madison right now?
Madison's got 18 points. So the Cougars have really kept the Hawks at bay here. There's McLaughlin. He's had his moments here tonight. And Tony caught it out of bounds, so Cougars will keep it.
Henry check back in for Diaby. We haven't seen Bullock in the game in a while, too. He got taken out at the same time as Jones did.
Yeah, Bullock's been quiet tonight. He's played 23 minutes, but Tim Henry's played really well. Cash, corner 3.
Just long.
Air mailed it.
That's another shot that was quick in the shot clock. I guess he was maybe fading out as Washington right there. Another three-pointer.
And that's a 6-point swing as Cash misses a 3. Washington drills a 3. And that one gives the Hawks life. McLaughlin into the corner. Contreras.
Long again. Rebounded, but lost by Henry.
Well, 2 quick shots there in early in the shot clock.
And here comes Isaiah Jones right now. That's honestly not a bad shot by Contreras, though. You know, you're wide open in the corner like that, but maybe take a step in or something. But and it was a 2-on-1 too, so maybe draw.
Hindsight 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. Yeah. If those 2 shots go in, we're not even talking about it.
Exactly. That bad shot. No, good.
Those are always the best. Great players will do that to you.
And blocked by Baldwin. Great job by Baldwin to rotate over and help on the drive in Madison. Here
He's
comes
played
Lewis.
a great game tonight, has Baldwin.
Absolutely.
McLaughlin in the lane, floats and scores.
And I'll tell you what, McLaughlin gets inside that restricted arc area. It's almost 2 points every time.
McLaughlin's got 9 points. If he gets into double figures, that'll be 5 Cougars into double figures.
Oh, wow. There's Woods right there, spinning layup. Great move right there to kiss it off the glass. And Huntington still keeping this pressure going.
Woods has been impressive, especially on the defensive end tonight. Here's Lewis coming up on 4 to go. 10-point game. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Henry, deep 2. Not this time. Madison trying to draw that foul behind the back. Layup is good. Check that. That
8-point game.
It's actually Harris.
Got a ball game on our hands now.
8-point game. 3:56 left to go. We'll take a timeout, take a breather. Come on back with us. Welcome here back inside the Grant Center. Now, you would never know this by the scoreboard right now, but Huntington is actually shooting 53% from the floor. Averett only at 46%. Cougars have knocked in 7 more free throws and have taken 12 more from the line.
And that right there is the ball game. You know, you minus those 7 free throws, and it's a 1-point game.
Bullock.
Definitely trying to run some clock here.
There's cash out high.
And this is where Averett becomes so dangerous. They run clock and, you know, keep it, you know, close to where they still have the lead, and they'll make you foul them, and, you know, that's where they want you to.
Henry inside, up with a shot, and he had it blocked. Here
Try
comes
to double clutch it.
A lot of time left. 8-point game. Harris, how about that move to the basket?
And, you know, they're attacking Jones. They're going to try to draw that 5th foul on him, get him out of the game, and force another way, and they're going to say champion fouled him.
40 free throws.
19 foul on the Hawks.
So Corey Baldwin will head to the free throw line.
Come on.
Oh, no.
Misses there on a 1-and-1. Hawks back with it, down 6.
Loses the ball, and here comes
turnover.
Jones the other way, slowing it down now.
That is huge. Baldwin finds Henry.
And one, let's go.
Tim Henry. And one coming.
Great patience right there by Henry, having a 6'7" guy flying right at you, and, you know, he almost jumped over him.
Great body control to still finish.
That puts Henry at what, 16?
Tim Henry's got 18, looking for 19.
Tremendous job by the senior tonight.
He's backing up that strong performance in the first round. Bryson Davis coming in for Isaiah Jones. So as that lead gets pushed back to 9, they'll try to spell some time with Jones on the bench.
I definitely feel like that's the best idea for Dorino right now, you know, especially with, you know, Huntington trying to drive on Jones right now, and Davis, who doesn't have any fouls, can afford to foul him a few times.
And Woods missed the bunny. He was all alone inside.
I'm going to say it was a 10-second violation on Averett, and Dorino is animated right now as the shot clock, when they called it, did show 20, but Baldwin was at the volleyball line on this side. You can hear the Averett crowd showing their displeasure on that one.
Still a 9-point game. Got to shrug it off and play good defense here. Washington, very dangerous. Oof, almost. Bullock grabs the miss.
And you can see the frustration in Harris right there. Is, you know, he had the rebound and they're going to foul him. It's going to be Damian Madison called on it. That'll send Cash to the line, and pretty sure there'll be a double bonus now. You can see the frustration in the Huntington players' faces. The fouling has really been a problem tonight. You know, they had 12 fouls in the first half, and now 10 again. Has really been their Achilles heel.
We mentioned it a few times already. Cash has just been in attack mode all night, drawing fouls. Second one is off the rim, no good. Rebound Harris.
What a layup.
Good. As Hobson back in after he hobbled off, if you remember, here in the second half.
You can hear the Huntington fans saying, don't foul him, and kind of got to agree right there. They're putting Averett's best free throw shooter on the line. And, you know, with 2:05 left, you got to just hope and pray for a few misses.
Cash is 12 of 16 from the stripe, 75%.
Misses it.
This is that one.
Washington back in for the Hawks.
Washington checks back, of course, a dangerous three-point shooter.
Yeah, Huntington has about 4 solid three-point shooters on the court right now with Woods in the paint.
Cash upset with himself that he split the pair, but makes it a 9-point game with 2:05 left to play. The Cougars tonight are 18 of 30 from the free throw line. The Hawks are 9 of 13.
That's just an extraordinary number. 30 free throw attempts by one team. And they shot just a little over half, so they're not even shooting a really good percentage of it. This could be a whole nother ball game if they were shooting around that 70 to 80%, you know, mark. Averett's definitely going to have to buckle down and play some defense right here. Huntington's definitely looking to get a transition bucket or a dash to the rim here.
Cougars by 9. Glad you're aboard with us. Champion, are you serious?
Oh my goodness.
Jacob Champion from way downtown cuts the lead to 6.
And Champion, who made the all-sportsmanship team this year, as Cash draws yet another foul. This time will be on James Harris.
Harris.
No, here's a
fouls
note.
Cash.
Damian Madison has 4 fouls currently.
That was on Madison. So Madison picks up his 4th foul.
Both Madison and Harris are having 4 fouls right now. So, you know, if you're Huntington, what do? You know, those are your 2 primary scorers right now, and, you know, you foul one of them out, you know, you don't have that second option.
Cash looking for his 20th point on the evening. Off the mark, no good.
You can see it. Cash is tired right now.
7-point game. Washington, not afraid. Loves every shot he's ever
Long,
looked at.
too.
For good reason, though. He can knock them down. Washington cuts the lead to 5. 1:16 left. Cash.
They were doing the right thing right now, trying to get that 5th foul on Madison. They back up off the pressure. A minute left now, and I'm going to say that
There's
number
a foul on
11.
Aaron Washington.
That's terrible.
You can hear the fans' displeasure. I didn't really see what he did either. They said that he pushed off Bullock, and that will send Bullock to the free throw line. And misses it. I'll tell you what, if the Cougars go on to win this game, Dorino is getting his team on in the gym and practicing from free throws.
Right. Bullock will try to make it a 6-point game.
And Jones is checked back into the game. And I don't know who they're bringing Bryson Davis in for. Maybe Baldwin?
Yep. Davis will check in for Baldwin.
Bringing in that defensive formation, if you will.
Under a minute to go. 6-point game.
And Davis guarding the hot hand right now as champion. Another three-pointer. Unbelievable.
Jacob Champion.
3-point ball game right now and gets to steal. Champion, another three-pointer. No good. And we're on the floor. They're going to call a jump ball.
Jump ball possession arrow belongs to the Hawks.
And wow, a nine-point swing cuts this down to 3. What a game.
Champion has hit 2 huge triples from well beyond the arc, and Aaron Washington just missed a tying triple a moment ago. So just when you thought the Cougars had this one all wrapped up, it's still a ball game. 42.5 left to play.
I still can't believe he hit that lean into his right, not once but twice. Same
2
spot too.
Threes.
Unbelievable shooting right now.
It's been pretty cold, or it was cold in the first half, but he hit that 3 in the corner, and then he hit those 2 just bombs on the left side of the floor.
Well, and we were talking, Averett being that great defensive team, they're not showing it right now. The Hawks have 80 points. I couldn't tell you the last time, an Averett opponent has scored 80. Actually, I can.
The big thing right now, though, Brent, is that last 3 from Champion came off a turnover. You have to.
And you have to crash the glass, too. Exactly. Being up, up 3, they've got to foul you. There's no other choice. They're either going to force you to turn it over. And right here, 42 seconds left. I would definitely look for Champion to take another shot. As here he comes across to the corner.
Champion a 3. Left it short.
No good. Cash needs to chase that down. They're going to say Washington. No, they're going to say Cash touched it last. 37 seconds left in the ball game.
20 seconds left on the shot clock. 3-point game.
And these fans are on their feet now.
This is Harris. Into the lane. Floats and scores. James Harris has cut it to 1. Ball into Henry. Henry's fouled by Boyd. So the senior Tim Henry will head to the free throw line. Henry tonight, 3 of 3 from the stripe. 19 points to go along with 6 rebounds in 30 minutes.
These are some big time free throws right now for Tim Henry. He's short. Henry needs to hit this. They need to, push this to a one-possession game. 28 seconds left. This is unreal by the Hawks to battle back, and they make it a 2-point game.
Henry gives the Cougars the lead by 2.
Here we go.
Everybody on their feet. Harris gets his own miss and puts it up and in.
15.
Shot clock turned off. Cash misses the layup. Bullock had it stripped. Washington misses. Champion at the horn. And the Huntington Hawks have shocked the Grant Center.
Oh my goodness.
An absolutely unbelievable finish. As Jacob Champion gets the tip to go as time expires.
Tip your hats to Huntington. They fought back this whole entire game.
And everyone on the Averett side is in complete and utter shock at the moment.
I'm speechless. That's twice now that the Hawks have won in the last second of the game.
And you can just look at the emotion on some of these seniors' faces. Tim Henry, you feel for a guy like that. Hats off to the Hawks as they came back. They seem to be dead in the water. Somehow, some way, found a way.
I'll tell you what, Jacob Champion, even though, Madison and Washington and, also Harris too, they've had great games. Champion's the player of the game in my books. Those 2 3-pointers were just unreal. And it was just the luckiest roll too. He tipped it in, and as the clock expired, it was still rolling around the rim.
Bullock had a chance to make the go-ahead basket.
Yeah, exactly. Bullock
then the ball
missed,
just got out to Washington.
Well, and that's the thing. Bullock was down here on the right end of the stadium, chases it down, makes a play defensively. Champion just tips it in and gets it to fall.
Right as the horn went off, and I'm still in shock.
I have no words. I have no words at all on those turn of events.
Great win for Huntington. They will take on Methodist tomorrow in the final. You got to feel for a guy like Coach G. Of course, he has Averett ties.
Especially in his first year as a head coach, too. That's unbelievable.
He willed his team late in the second half, and they've become victorious. And they are heading to the championship game tomorrow against Methodist. All right, Brent, let's take a look at the final numbers. Huntington, they were led by Damian Madison, who had 19 points. James Harris, 14 points, 10 rebounds. He was huge in the second half. 7 assists as well. Jacob Champion, though.
Wow.
What a story here in the second half. Hit 3 3-pointers, 2 of which just way downtown. Tough shots. They all fell. And, of course, the big one at the horn, the tip-in, went down as well. Aaron Washington was really quiet in the first half, came back in the second half, finished with 10 points. So Hawks actually have 4 players who finished in double figures. For the Cougars, their season comes to a close. It was a magnificent season, and I know it's tough to understand that and say that right now, but I'm sure these guys will appreciate it a little bit down the line. They finished the season 20-7. This snaps a 14-game program best winning streak, but a lot to look forward to for the Cougars moving forward, and this program has really turned a corner.
And, Averett, having that young core still, they have, they're returning Jones and Cash next year. And then, McLaughlin's going to be playing a huge role next season with Henry graduating. And it's just going to be really interesting to see how this, this Averett team progresses over this offseason.
Well, you feel for the seniors. Tim Henry, you could see the emotion on his face there at the horn. He finished with 20 points, 6 rebounds, played his heart out. He was one of 4 Cougars in double figures. Corey Baldwin had 10. Isaiah Jones had 12. Got in foul trouble late in the second half. Montre Cash ended the game with 20 points as well. But these seniors, Mo Diaby, Vinny Contreras, Tim Henry, tough pill to swallow here tonight.
It's honestly the toughest way to lose, you know. Getting blown out in a game is totally different than losing in the last 0.2 of a second in the semifinal game to end your miraculous career. They all four will, finish their season, with nothing to be ashamed of. Two conference championships, and with basketball, just usually being overshadowed by other sports here on campus like football, it's just been unbelievable to see how, these fans and these students have rallied around, this team.
And the final, 86-84, as the Huntington Hawks will take on the Methodist Monarchs tomorrow in the finale at 6 o'clock. And we'll be back with you for that one. Should be a great game. Brent, any final words as we say goodnight?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, tip my hats to Huntington. They fought all game, with foul trouble and, being down as much as, 13 points in a game. And, it's going to be a tremendous game tomorrow between two great scoring teams.
And we'll have the call for you right back here on the Averett Sports Network. Until then, so long and take care. Enjoy your Friday night.